Dari Aceh sampai Papua, Indonesia.
So I think before we do our interview, it's much better I give you first the very quick and short explanation about the background of my work. So you will have a big picture of my work first. After that, if you want to know more detail, it is free for you to asking any question. Actually, my work not only about poem, even not only about art, but it is more about social movement. Then I use art and I use poem as a medium to express the ideas of my social movement. I start first with the data. This data, why we do this work. I read since 2007 until now about the research done by Pew Research Center in America. This is the credible polling center about religion. And the conclusion is really big. Indonesia is one of the 7 countries that have very high level problem on religion. This organization make measurement about government restriction and also social hostility on religion. So out of 198 countries in the world, 198 in the world, only 7 countries that have very high level government discrimination policy and social hostility to religion. Among that 7 is Indonesia. Indonesia and also Russia, India, Bangladesh, Egypt. So this data is really a wake-up call for us because it is a threat to human freedom and violence. This first data. Second, but at the same time, Indonesia also as a model of Muslim democracy. If we see the map of the world, almost in all region, we see many countries already come to democratic movement. Only in Muslim world, so late to come to democratic movement. And now Indonesia, as the biggest country, is the first chance for us to practice democracy, how to combine Muslim values and democracy. So if Indonesia is successful in democracy, the world of Muslim may follow. So it is big things to do, not because good for people in Indonesia, but also because it can be as a lab, as an example to the world of Muslim. And then the war is too important to be left to general. We really want this democracy happen to Indonesia, happen to Muslim world, but politics is too important to be left to political parties, to be left to government, civil society, and all individual who really want this thing happen should also participate in this movement. So this is the hint why I myself also try to do my things to this movement, regardless whether my contribution is big or not. At least this is the cause, the movement that really worth to do. This is my background. I get my PhD from Ohio State University, and almost for 20 years I work as a columnist, and also the last 5 years as the TV host and radio host. I also a pioneer of political consultant in Indonesia and helped to president elected in 3 free elections. We only have 3 free elections, 3 direct elections since the new era, and all the election I helped president elected. I've written more than 1,000 columns and 24 books, and also have written more than 100 opinion. But now seems for me time to make experiment of campaigning to reduce discrimination via art. So after the things that I do, I think I want to do anything else through poem, through art, doing campaigning about discrimination. Why art I choose? Because this is, based on the research, this is the most popular issues in public mind. In the whole world, also in Indonesia, that one, the data from Pew Research. Among all any other topics, religion, politics, sport, community issues, music and movies and art actually dominated public mind. 67% people tweeting and do something favorite to topics on the art issues. Because of that, any people want to campaign, art, music, poem, movie is the good way to do. And then March 2012 is the first time I published my book. In Indonesia, we call it puisi essay, the title Atas Nama Cinta. Maybe in English, we can translate to essay poem. In the Name of Love is about discrimination in love stories. So in this book, there are very long poem, 5 poems, all about discrimination. One is about religion, there is also about gender, there is also about race, and also about sexual orientation. This is the topic of the books. Because once again, what really important in this book is the values that I really want to campaign, and I use poem only as a medium to campaign the ideas. After that, there is a public debate whether there is a new genre in poem or not. I let people to decide, but really this poem is really long. There is footnote in that poem, combining data to fiction. There is also plot and characters as a novel, and the issues. The most important thing is about various kind of social issues and discrimination. This is about the book, published 2012. 6 months after the book, I make a movement, we make a declaration in the center of Jakarta, in Bundaran HI, to declare the movement Indonesia without discrimination. So this movement make all the value based about what I write in the book. So ANC Atas Nama Cinta is the book that we really use as the values to this movement. We do it in October 2012, 6 months after the book published. After that, also all the poem, we make movie, 5 short movie. Every poem is about 40 minutes, directed by one of the well-known movie maker in Indonesia, Hanung Bramantyo. He is really a good director. He get a lot of award, and he make many good movie, best sold movie in Indonesia, and he helped me to transform the poem into short movies. They are short movies, 5 short movies. We put it in YouTube, and sometimes this movie used by community and political group for them to stimulate any discussion about the topic. Also, we use that book as a source for theater. We also make a book of theater. Then in Yogyakarta, January 2013, one of that poem, Fang Yin, is played in Yogyakarta. So there is movie, there's also a theater about that. Then also that book we transform to songs, paintings, photographies, and also street dancing. We have a week of Indonesia without discrimination, and we display there all the songs, all the paintings, all the photographies that we make. Since we start from beginning, the value that we want to campaign for Indonesia without discrimination, we use all the medium of the art, not only poem, but also song, paintings, even also street dancing. Then this one, the first record of my book. We get a record from, in Indonesia, there is a record of Indonesia, MURI. This book award as the book that transformed to the most medium of art. To the songs, painting, movies, photographies, street dancing, more than any other books ever, for the first time. So I'm happy because the values of this book can be in the various kind of art. Yeah? And then in 2012, for the first time, essay poem also gets special place in Jurnal Saja. Yeah? Since then, there is annual competition to write essay poem in Jurnal Saja. Yeah? We start in 2012. Now already 3 years of competition. Then every year we got around 500 to 1,000 pieces, yeah, sent off committee. Then we select 20 until 25 pieces. Then we publish a book for that. Yeah. Now up till now, from 2012 to 2015, there is more than 25 books on essay poem published. Yeah, written more than 1,000 poets and intellectuals from various provinces in Indonesia. Yeah. There are a lot of books. Yeah. Maybe I think never happened before. There are 25 books in one genre, yeah, about poem. That inside that poem there is many social issues. Yeah. Then there is one book among the 25. The book is really compilation of the public debate, yeah, of essay poem in mass media. Yeah. There is scholars and famous poet involved in the debate, seperti Djoko Damono, Sutarji Kasumbahri, yeah, and so on and so on. Do you also meet them? Sutarji, Sapardi, here? No, okay, oh, okay, yeah. So this book is about all the scholar review. Yeah? The other 24 is about the poem, but this one is about the scholar review, the pro and cons about that essay poem. Yeah? And this one, the big event comes, yeah, in January 2014. There is Pak Trum there, Pak Bertolt Hauser, January 2014. Yeah?
Pak Trum genannt. Vater Trum.
Yeah.
Gibt's Gründe für.
Yeah, our nickname for Mr. Bertolt, yeah, Pak Trum here, yeah. So 2014 January, there is a book. The title is about 33 most influential figures in Indonesian literature. Yeah. The jury of 8, Pak Trum himself. Yeah. There is also Agus Sarjono, Jamaldi Rahman, yeah, and Mamat Ismahayana. They make a research, then choose 33 most influential figures. One of the controversy because they choose me as the one of the 33 figures. Yeah. Because of that, yeah, this book stimulate maybe one of the hottest public debate, yeah, in Indonesian history. One of the controversy is why should be Denny be a part of 33 figures, yeah. And we already document all the controversy, and maybe in the near future it will be published too, yeah. Maybe among all the debate on literature, this one of the hottest one, since it's the era of the social media. Yeah? In Google, we can see so many response of public about this book. Yeah? This one next, yeah, July 2015, one of the movie campaigning Indonesia without discrimination will be on the National Theater. So once again, I told you since the beginning, this campaigning, we use all the medium, not only poem, music, but also now it's a movie. So this movie is in the big screen. Yeah? People will see it in any theater in Indonesia. It's about the values of Indonesia without discrimination. So beside from the poem, I also make a movie for this. Then this is one of the German translation of our works in Jurnal Saja. Yeah. Selected works from many famous poets of Indonesia, prepared for Frankfurt Book Fair, yeah, including in this journal is the essay poem from me. It's already, everything already done, already published. Have you seen these pieces? Okay. Oh.
We got it 2 days ago when you came.
Yeah, yeah. This one is just done, yeah, maybe last 3 days, last 4 days, a piece of essay poem in German language. Thank you very much to Pak Trum, Mr. Bertolt Damhauser. Not only translate this book in German, but also read this poem, and we record it in DVD, yeah, attached to this book. Yeah.
You're a man who's into politics, who was into television, who still is into television. You're by Pak Trum called the kingmaker of Indonesia. Why did you start writing a poem?
Yeah, I'm growing as a political activist, actually. Yeah? So in my mind, there is always obsession for me, still to do something for this country, how to campaign the social issues in this country. And we have the data now that there is worsening condition on discrimination. Since we really want to promote democracy, and I try to give myself, to commit myself, once again, to campaign for discrimination. How to create Indonesia without discrimination. That is the starting point.
Why is discrimination growing? What's the reason?
Yeah, when we have freedom, actually freedom, it happens in the political system, but in the masses, there is a radicalization of religion. Yeah? It happened in many countries too, actually. Once you open the freedom, sometimes also freedom for you to radicalize your notion of religion. Yeah? And now we know, after 15 years of reform, political reform, it is worse on violence on religion.
But why? What's the reason for that?
Yeah, because people getting more and more radical. Why they cannot did it in the authoritarian system at the time? Because the government is so strong and forbid them to do anything related to the religion freedom. But now it's more freedom happen. Yeah, so the worst side of that problem is people also has time, has space to exercise their radical notion of religion. Yeah. It happened not only in Indonesia and also in many other countries too. Yeah.
Why do you think a problem could be something that could stop discrimination and this radicalism?
Yeah, so I just try to think, okay, now I try to do something for this country, yeah? Whether it is big or not, but at least a kind of a cause of myself. Now I find from data, because I also have my own research agency, that actually art, movie, music, poem, it is the good medium to touch heart more of people. I make many research already, but I need some medium, some writing that touch heart more, and it is art. It is poem, it is movie, it is music. So I start to dedicate myself to this field. How to campaign this issue, but touching people's heart more.
You invented or you developed a new kind of poem, poetry. Could you please describe?
Yeah. So actually, it is not really my original intention to create the new form of poem, but at the time, because my background is as a scholar, I really need and give big value on data. And how to put this data in the art form, in the poem. And the form of poem now, there is no big data inside. And I think, okay, I don't want to be, to be caged by that kind of convention of the poem. I make my own poem based on my own needs. Yeah? So I create long poem with very many footnotes there, because I think it's good if people not only touch their heart of the poem, but also they know the data of these issues. For example, when I make a poem about a Chinese girl raped by masses, they also know about how many people raped at the time. So I need footnote to tell the people, at the time there was more than 100 people raped at the same time. At the time, it's not only the first time Chinese get this experience, but it was repetition from other experience too. I put everything in the note, in the footnote. Yeah? So based on this need, it creates a new form of a poem, and I call it a puisi essay, because it's blending not only poem and essay, but also a kind of data that very rare you find in the common poem, but in my poem you will find so many data, so many footnotes in that poem.
Is it something with a very educational approach? I mean, you read a poem, you read the footnotes, you are informed, you are moved, and you've learned something. That's the idea behind it?
Yeah. I just want to express what really I think it is really fit my need, yeah. And some say like Sutarjika Sumbahri, Denny, this is the variants of poem. We call it the smart poem. Yeah? The poem only for the smart people. Yeah? I don't know what that, yeah. But I think I just want to express the poem that really fit my need. Yeah? And in the garden of the poem, yeah, we see any flowers of poem. And puisi essay that I create is only one of the flower of that garden of the poems. Yeah? And I think it's good for the word of the poem, since I give another flowers to that garden. Yeah.
You're treating very delicate subjects like the rape of a Chinese girl, homosexuality, and so on. You are quite known, you've got some money, you've got some influence. Do you feel this could be your obligation to go into fields that smaller or even normal journalist or writer or so could not touch, because he would be more vulnerable than you?
Yeah. Actually, I was a poor activist in money when I was a student. Yeah? Suddenly, because my effort, I get a lot of money, and I think to myself, time for me to give some of my money to my own concern. So I finance everything in poem, in social movement, in movie, by my own money. I take a risk for this, not only in financial things, but also in political things, since so many people against this idea, based on the data that I showed you before, the Indonesian people now is getting more and more radical. Many more people now against the minority, not only in homosexuality, but also in minority on religions. Yeah? There must be someone who go to the public against this. And why I'm so convinced that I will win the war, because I see the history. In history, we see black people was the second class. Yeah? In the history, we see a woman was the second class, but now civilization come and they win, and the equality of human being comes. So in my mind, one day it happened in Indonesia too, that the minority, the homosexuality, the minority on religion, yeah, they will also get the same opportunity to be the equal level. Since I know the history is behind me, so okay, I take this risk. I put my money there, I take my political risk, although still controversy. Some people may agree, may not, but it gives me a meaningful values of my life. Yeah.
The poem itself is just the basis of a lot of offsprings in movie, photography, street dancing, and so on. So it's a whole variety of arts working in with the same subject. So is it trying to grab everybody? People who read, people who watch movies, people who just photography?
Yeah. Since the data tell me that actually 67% of people like arts, not only poem, but also there's movie there, there's music there. So if you really want to campaign to come to the public mind as many as possible, you also can do variants of art, not only poem, but also music, photography, and movie. And I try to do all that art. Yeah? And I start by the poem, but I develop it also to the movie, to the music, yeah? And I'm happy to do that, since it touch more and more people. Yeah?
In his forwards,
Patrum? Yes.
Said that people were against you, and there's been a very strong campaign against you because you're not a writer, you're not a poet, you're just an amateur.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I know this kind of thing will happen not only in the literature world, even political world it happened too. In religion world it happened too. When I campaigned for the homosexuality, many people even want to kill me. Yeah? And in the literature, it happened too, because maybe they think, who is Denny? He is the new kid on the block, huh? Want to come here, but make big chaos as if he want to make some reform on poem. Actually, it's not that kind of thing become my first interest. My interest is I want to campaign this notion, and nothing I can do, because the form for this notion in the poem is the new form of poem, yeah? With the footnote, with the data, and I don't care with people reaction. I want to express myself, yeah? And this form fit me very much, yeah? And I think it can enrich the word of the poem. And I am, since I was an activist, I'm common to get any controversy, get any threat from people. Since I think I do the right thing, I just go by myself, and also I finance by myself too, everything, yeah? So I just go forward.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.